Good day folks, Fuzz here and welcome back once again to OCTOPATH TRAVELER. And as we continue on through chapter 1 here of the game, we are going to be adding further characters to our repertoire of party members. And we're going to be moving on to our third character today, a young lady known by the name of Tressa. And Tressa can be found in Rippletide. And Rippletide is of course the town that we came to at the end of the last episode. And we can find Tressa with the green speech bubble above her head here. Now, if Tressa's going to be your first character, the character you select when you first begin a new adventure through OCTOPATH TRAVELER, then obviously you won't have to make your way to her. You'll be starting her adventure immediately. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and speak to her now. And whether she's your first character, or if you're following along with my walkthrough in video order and she's your third, you'll be able to follow along with this episode. It won't make much difference. I'm getting everybody's things back, no matter what it takes. And here we go. Her name is Tressa, and she's a merchant. A tiny port town in the coastlands is the only home she's ever known. Here in Rippletide, she cuts deals and stocks shelves, doing all she can to help keep her family's shop afloat. And from the quays she's walked 1,000 times, she looks out upon the endless sea and dreams of a wider world. When she is robbed by a band of thieving pirates one day, her pride as a merchant won't allow her to back down. And so she vows to set off for the pirates' den. She will need daring allies on the path she has chosen. So without any further ado, we can go ahead and select yes to these next two dialogue boxes. And this will kickstart Tressa's story. And as before, we'll lock off most of the world while we go through this, but we need to do it, and that will culminate with her joining our party. This world is brimming with treasures, and I know that what I'm searching for is waiting for me out there somewhere. So I'll set sail for the horizon, and the great big world that lies beyond. Here we go then, guys. Enjoy.
Well, the shop ain't gonna stock itself. Morning, Ma. Morning, Pa.
Morning, Tressa. Looks like our #1 employee is ready for another day of work.
Sure am. And I'll start by stocking up the store.
Hold your seahorses, little lady. Tell me, what are the 3 things a merchant needs most?
They need to be smiley, mannerly, and early. Thought you had me, didn't you?
You're too clever for me, Tressa.
Leave it to me, Pa.
Be careful out there, Tressa. Oh, those pirates have been causing trouble around the tavern lately. If you see them, you make sure to keep a wide berth, you hear?
Got it, Ma. Be back in 2 ripples of the tide.
There she goes. She reminds me of myself when I was that age. Always running off somewhere, wanting to prove myself a full-fledged merchant.
Don't flatter yourself, dear. Our Tressa is something special.
That she is.
I'll tell you what, I continue to love the presentation of this game. It really is something special in my view. Okay, so here we are with control over Tressa already, actually. And before we actually do much else, you can see there's armories and item shops and just all manner of stuff that we can go ahead and start exploring already. And we will be stocking up on stuff as well. But before we do any of that, there's actually one item that we can go ahead and grab, I believe. And that is somewhere around here, actually. So let me try and find it. Oh, yeah, just here, look. A bottle of poison dust. Interesting. We're actually going to sell that in a moment. What we're going to do is head over to the armourer here. And as we've done with our previous two characters before we set out into the wild, we're going to go ahead and just make sure that they're ready for some of the stuff that we're going to go ahead and face off against. Some of the enemies and what have you. Pretty usual stuff. Interestingly, we seem to be starting with 3,000 gold here as opposed to 2,500 gold. I'm not sure why that is exactly. But hey, I'll take it. And what we're going to start with is just purchasing a couple of upgrades, such as the Iron Spear. Nice boost to damage. Oh no, I only want to purchase one of those. So yeah, we'll buy that and equip it. And also we're going to purchase a... What's going on here? That equipped, didn't it? Yeah. Also we're going to purchase a round shield for 600. And equip that also. Yep. And then the only other thing I would like to get is the black attire. But as you can see, it's 1,800 gold, which is a little bit more than what we currently have. And it does actually boost our stats quite substantially, so I do want to get it. Not only does it boost defences by a nice amount, but boosting evasion from 72 to 114 is quite a big deal this early in the game. And will actually really help in terms of overall defence as we start to encounter various enemies. So we're going to go over to sell, and yeah, we're going to go ahead and sell some of the stuff we did just have equipped. And I'm going to try and stick to stuff that we've just literally, you know, got available to us as Tressa, which I think we have to anyway. We don't have access to the items from our other party members. We'll sell the poison dust bottle. Okay, and we'll sell both of the olive lives for another 100. And we can go ahead and sell 2 of these inspirating plums. And that should give us enough. Yeah, 1,800 and 8 will be plenty. Go back onto buy. And then we'll go ahead and purchase that beautiful black attire there. And so straight away we've boosted our damage and our defences by quite a large amount. Okay, it's true. We've not got a whole lot of gold left. But as you've probably noticed, it's not exactly something that's in short supply. And as we go through various battles, we'll no doubt pick that back up again as well. Right, the next shop, although we can't buy anything from it, but just for point of reference, is the standard item shop. So feel free to, you know, just remember where that is for next time you have any money. And there's also a chest here we'll want to grab for a healing grape. And if we go inside the tavern or the pub, whatever you want to call this, you can actually find another chest, this one with a little bit of gold in it. So we're already replenishing what we've just spent there. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and leave the pub and head down these stairs here, these steps. And this is where you'll find the inn, should you ever need to rest up. Okay, just to the bottom of these steps. And also you can see there's this treasure chest here, containing another inspirating plum. And now we're going to start making our way over to the green icon, which is the objective icon. You would have had a brief tutorial on the radar system if this is your first character. And this will allow us to continue the story at this point.
Oh,
I suppose I should read this now. There's no voice dialogue on this bit. If it ain't the hardest working merchant in town. You even beat some fishermen to the pier. Don't sound so surprised. We both know the early bird gets the worm, or in our case, the fish. Yeah, darn right it does. Well, here's the catch of the morning. Blue marlin, I see. A big one too, with lots of good meats on its bones.
I can give you this much.
For it.
Huh?
It's worth a little more than that. This one's a whopper. I guess I'll just have to take my business elsewhere then. Your hook snagged its innards. I was willing to overlook the damage, but...
Alright.
Fine, you got yourself a deal, missy.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Not bad.
You drive a hard bargain. Yeah, she's a proper merchant, is Tressa, isn't she? She knows how to negotiate. You're a born natural at negotiating. I was wrong to underestimate you. You got that right. I may not look like much, but I can haggle with the best of them. I learned my lesson. Well, don't be a stranger.
Yeah!
I won't. Thanks again.
All right!
Next up, wine. And here we learn about Tressa's path action. So just to quick clarification once more, path actions are these special unique abilities that each of our party members will have that allows them to interact with the various townspeople in some way. And basically Tressa's path action, as is explained here for us, will allow us to purchase items from townspeople. Sounds pretty interesting. And I guess we can just go ahead here and briefly save our game before we go ahead and continue. Now we're going to need to spend 50 gold using our new path action ability, and we're going to approach the person with the green speech bubble above them and select the purchase path action. It is of course currently the only path action we can select since she's on her own. And yet we'll go ahead and purchase the item just like this. And then that should continue the next set of scenes for us. We have the finest mead. Always looking for a bargain.
Another day, another deal. A deal so good, it was practically a steal. This ought to liven up our little shop. Our little shop. Just me, Ma, and Pa. If I don't take over, who will? The ocean is so vast.
What do I really want to do? What do I really want in life? And then I wonder,
What lies beyond the horizon?
Drop anchor.
well, sounds like there's a boat turning up.
I haven't seen that ship around here before. Wonder where it came from.
What a dreary town. But it carries a delectable scent. Its cuisine may be promising. What's the matter, lass? You look like a fish out of water.
Is this a trading ship?
Indeed, and I am its captain.
Well, Captain, the name's Tressa. I'm a merchant in this town.
A pleasure to meet you.
I'm sure you have all kinds of neat cargo on board. Say, would you mind if I take a peek? I'd love to see what you've brought from overseas.
You have a true merchant's eye, lass. You gaze at a simple trading ship as if it were made of solid gold. Alas, I only allow passage to those I trust.
Aww. What was that? I'll go check it out.
Busy as a bee, that one.
Yeah, at this point, the objective updates, and we need to make for the source of that ruckus that we just heard. So all we need to do is run over to the right, and some more scenes will play out. Looks like some unsavoury fellas here. Don't! I beg you! That's all I have left. Then we be in the same boat, matey. We got nothing left ourselves, ain't that right, Mac? Aye, Mick. And when we be needing something, we be taking it. 's what pirates do, after all.
But
Please, have mercy.
sir,
Captain, I got the goods from that shop.
you ninny?
There be only one captain around here, and it be me. Everyone knows I be the captain, and you're me first mate. We'll see about that, Mac, you scurvy swine. Aye, we will. Mick, you scabby bottom sea bus.
Odds cods.
Can't you both be the captain? Fine. Now show us what other treasure ye be hiding.
Hey!
Stop that! Says who?
I won't allow it.
The people here are merchants and fishermen, doing all they can to put food on the table. Have a heart. Don't steal what little they have from them. How's this for heart? I'll give you one chance to shove off, kid. But Best to be on your way, little one. We're doing grown-up business here. I'm not going anywhere. Well. What you got there, kid?
Yo-ho!
It's rainbow wine, and it be ours now. Hey! A brat like ye wouldn't appreciate it none anyways. We're doing you a favour right now by taking it off your hands. Now say thank you. Give it back.
Lass,
Enough, lass.
But
Captain,
I'd think again.
you've got pluck. I'll give you that. But they don't look like the types who'll listen to reason, savvy? That little livered scallywag knows what he's talking about, kid. Best take his advice to heart. In this world, the strong take while the weak quake.
Bye-bye now.
Thank you kindly for the loot, you deck-wetting worms.
Fare thee well.
Aye, it's been a bloody pleasure. And they're off.
There's no need to pretend.
Your legs are trembling.
oh,
It's just cramp, that's all.
lass.
Not even the best merchant can buy back his life once it's taken from him. I know, but... Why won't they just leave us alone? Those pirates should be out at sea. Instead, they're holed up in the caves of Maya, west of town. I wonder what our next destination's going to be. What do I do now? Yes, I think we've got hints as to our dungeon, haven't we? So, sadly, we did lose the bottle of wine at this point. Ah. Okay, so we're now going to be heading over to the marker on the left-hand side. And as we get to leave town, or just make our way over to leave town, we'll find the captain once more.
There.
Going somewhere, lass? Captain! If I didn't know better, I'd say you were setting a course straight for the pirate's den. Awfully rash, wouldn't you say?
Well,
I know, but... Oh, gotta sort my phone out, one sec. Right, where were we? Oh yeah. And still you intend to go, I see. That must mean you have a foolproof plan of attack. And a weapon, of course. You wouldn't dare go empty-handed, would you? Well, actually, Captain, I have just been to the shop, you know. Only a fool would think they could haggle their wares back from dastardly pirates. I know, but I can't just sit by and do nothing. Those poor people might starve if they don't get their belongings back. On my honour as a merchant, I can't let them get away with this.
Oh?
A fine choice of words, lass.
really?
Aye, if you're so determined, I won't stop you.
However?
On the condition that you let me help.
Huh?
How so? I'm willing to part with some of my wares if you think they'll prove useful on your journey. If there's something that catches your eye, consider it yours. Well, for the right price, of course.
Deal.
Okay, so now that we have control of Tressa once more, you can see there's a whole bunch of green bubbles, green speech bubbles that have plopped up all over the place. Okay, so the captain has agreed to let us help, and by letting us help, that means he's going to let us purchase things from him and from his crew. So what we're going to do is just go ahead and approach these individually, use the path action purchase option, and you can see actually that there's a few different things that we could go ahead and purchase. The only thing we actually need to buy, in all honesty, is one thing that isn't here. So what we're going to do is head over to this merchant, go to purchase, and select sleepweed. That is the only thing that we need in order to advance the quest. So let's go ahead and do that. Come again. Always looking for a bargain. And once we've purchased the sleepweed, the story will advance. And what would you need sleepweed for? I'm sure those pirates must be exhausted after all that looting. So I thought I'd help them relax by slipping some of this into their wine. You're a clever one, aren't you? Off you go then, and be safe out there, lass.
Thank you.
By the way, Captain, why are you helping me? Because my eye tells me to do so. As a fellow merchant, I'm sure you understand. We appraise with our eyes, And mine tell me there's something special about you. I see. Thank you, Captain. That should do the trick. Now to make a special delivery to the Caves of Maya. And so I'm on my way to the Pirate's Den. Really? You're going to help me? I can't thank you enough. You've got a heart of gold. Now that I've slipped some of this sleepweed into their wine. Once they've dozed off, the stolen wares will be as good as mine. Okay, and now we have our full party in tow here. As you can see, Tressa has now joined us. At level 1, of course. But hey, 3 party members now. I guess the more the merrier, as they say. And we're going to be making our way west over to the caves themselves, which will be our dungeon for Tressa's Chapter 1. So let's go ahead and save, of course, before we make our way over. So yeah, we can just exit town here. You can see the green little icon, square, diamondy thing on the map. Okay, and we'll find our way on the paths to the caves. Now, of course, we're going to be getting random enemy encounters here. And also some optional stuff that we can grab as well. So first of all, we're going to head down this southern path. And we'll find our first chest here on the beach. This one containing a healing grape. Oh my goodness. So I'm just staring at the water in this game. I don't think I've seen it before, actually. Oh, that looks amazing, doesn't it? Right, so
Step right up.
there's going to be various enemies here. Most of these now are going to be accessible, or their weaknesses are going to be accessible. And they're going to generally be weak to things such as bows and spears.
Let's do this.
Okay, so let's start first of all with standard attack. Yep, and we can go ahead and break the shield with that.
What is the logical course of action?
I guess we'll just stick the other 2 characters on the one we haven't attacked yet.
Let's do
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
not be defeated.
So these are weak to bows. Or is it? Oh no, to spears, sorry.
Here I go. I'll not be defeated.
And of course, Tressa has access to spear and pole arms. So depending on the weaknesses, we should be able to handle it without too much of an issue. Right, we're going to head back up north here and start making our way over to the west. And as you can see, there's another chest lurking down there. So as soon as we get access to go south, we shall do so. Looks like there's a hole there, but nothing we can access, so don't worry about that.
Time to teach you a lesson.
I'll do my best.
And once again, we're off here.
What to do?
Now, what next? An interesting dilemma.
Well then.
So, depending on whether you're doing this as your first character, whether Tressa's your first character or your second, there's a good chance that you won't be facing 2 enemies straight off the bat immediately.
Nice try. I'll not be defeated.
But the areas do get harder depending on how many party members you manage to have in your group. So now we've got 3. That's just something to bear in mind.
The flame guides us true.
And Tressa has leveled up for the first time, yay. Right, did we grab that chest? No, we didn't. This one has an inspirating plum. And now we're going to start heading north. And this will eventually lead us across a wooden bridge, I believe. Yep. And you can probably already see some more chests lurking out there.
Lesson.
Right, looks like we're going to need some AoE effects here.
Whoops. An
So we'll go through a single round, I think. just to boost some
Let's
damage
do
here.
this.
And then we'll unleash some AoE attacks with our other 2 party members that have them, such as Luminescence.
May the sacred flame shine.
Ah, that's what I'm talking about.
My turn now.
Let's just see merchant skills here. Okay, we've got trade wins and collect. Sound pretty interesting, actually. By the way, if you want to switch between spear and bow, you can do so from the attack option here. Should probably have mentioned that. But alas, these obviously aren't weak to spears. I mean to bows, so not much point in doing that. Yeah, weak to fireball.
All flames, rain, rock.
You should have studied harder.
Level 3. So it's always fun when you recruit a new party member and they catch up on levels, isn't it? Okay, we're going to follow this all the way around here to our next chest containing a herb of clarity.
Open for business.
An interesting dilemma.
Yeah, we'll just use some fireball action here.
Rain, rock.
Stun them.
I'll do my best. May the sacred flame shine forth.
Oh, I probably should have boosted that, not to worry.
Here I go.
Now, what next? Thus
Job's a good 'un.
ends your lesson.
Remember, you get experience bonuses depending on how well you perform in battle, such as not getting hit or not letting the enemy attack you and things of that nature. And we're just going to go down a couple of sets of steps here. Yes, there are some more treasures for us to grab. Excuse me. Ah, looks like we've got some new enemies here.
My turn now.
At least one new enemy that we can go ahead and try and deal with.
What is the logical course of action?
So this one might be weak to bows, as a matter of fact. So let's head over to bows here and test it out. Nope. In that case, I'm pretty sure it'd be weak to swords, which I don't think... Oh no, swords, I've seen that. Maybe it is weak to spears then. Yeah, it is. For some reason, it just wasn't showing up on that.
All flames, rain, rock.
I guess it was a new enemy type, even though it looked like the other one. So I'm pretty sure they're called Seabirdians, but they come in 2 varieties. And we just hadn't experienced the second until then, which is why its vulnerabilities weren't fully listed for us. Okay, another healing grape. And we can continue to head west now to our next save point, which is actually pretty darn close to the Pirate's Den dungeon. And when you're ready, you might want to go and spend some job points, by the way. Just approach the cave here, and of course a cutscene shall commence. Ahoy there, me hearty.
Ah!
Not you again, you're looking for trouble, brat. No siree, I came to apologise on behalf of my town. We should have known we didn't stand a chance against you swashbucklers.
Will this do?
This is for you. I hope you can forgive us. Wine! The Cappins will be happy to see this. Bottoms up. Well, hopefully with that spiked wine, those landlubbers didn't even put up a fight. Probably didn't even know how. From the looks of it, their crusty barnacle of a town don't get many pirates. The strong will take while the weak quake. Ah, that's the way the world works. Words to live by, courtesy of Captain Leon Bastrel, Scourge of the Seas.
Aye.
We set out to follow in his footsteps and ain't looked back since. There ain't no better life than just taking what you want.
Sir.
Captain. I told you, there ain't enough room for two captains around here.
You got that.
Right, like I said, you're just the first mate.
Ah.
Set your squabbling aside, captainsies. We got more wine here.
Yo-ho.
Did you say wine?
Aye.
That kid came by, said our town was sorry for what it done. Those landlubbers are fast learners. Oh, they're too yellow-bellied to put up a fight. Ah.
All right.
A toast to the landlubbers. To the limp-legged jellyfish of Rippletide.
Cheers.
Mateys.
Cheers.
To the pirate in life. Well, that seems to have gone down a bit of a treat. It should be just about time. Alright, let's go. And once again, we're going to have control. And so we can make our way into the actual cavern here. I do like this musical theme that we get in the various dungeons of the game. It's just quite nostalgic, something about it. I'm not sure what it is, but I like it. Anyway, we can see one of the pirates here seems to be asleep.
Whoa!
That was easy. Yeah, that's what they get for underestimating me. Okay, so from here, I think we can actually sneak behind here, perhaps. Yeah, we can. Look at that. Secret treasure. And inside we'll get, ooh, 1,000 gold. Not too shabby at all, eh? Sure the pirates don't mind us taking their stash since they're so busy sleeping at the moment. Okay, looks like we've got some interesting enemies here.
I'll not be defeated.
I guess we can just start by unleashing some spells, see what the weaknesses are. We could use the scan ability of Cyrus, but we can just discover them naturally as well, I guess.
Oh, flames, rage, rock.
My turn now.
And let's try Spear. Yeah, Spear it is.
Well then.
I don't know about staves, probably not. Nope.
What next?
Oh, he's out of, what do you call it, SP.
Let's do this.
Well, I could do with some, I guess you could say, levelling ups.
Here I go. May the sacred flame shine forth.
Try and restore some SP to our characters that need it, in particular Cyrus right now. Looks like one more battle should do the trick for that, though. Right, so back at the pirate, we're going to head down. By the way, I believe we can get pirates in the random encounters at this point. Although they're going to be asleep when we come across them. But just something to bear in mind. We'll go past this next pirate. And we'll continue going left at this point. And we should be able to make our way around here. It's a little bit tricky, this dungeon. Right, these guys are weak to bows. Now, you can see they're going to be asleep for 3 rounds. Does that wake them up? Yes, it does. So we'll just stick on this one for now.
What to do?
Oh, I hit with the spear by mistake. Oh, that was stupid.
My turn now.
Okay, we'll weaken this guy.
My turn now.
And then I guess we can use the opportunity to take him out before attacking the other fella. Let's go for a nice OP attack here. Okay, magic does seem to wake enemies up from sleep in this game. Still, at least we've experienced that now, so we know it. Yay, Cyrus has levelled up. And actually, Ophelia's not too far behind herself, it's got to be said. Where was I going? Oh, yes. Can we go this way? Yep. I know there's a save point there, but we want to try and get the treasures first, don't we? And not a huge treasure in this one. Ah, Thunder Soulstone, I suppose, isn't too shabby. In fact, let's head back briefly. I think there might be a couple of other treasures that we've gone past. So probably worth grabbing them, maybe.
Well then. May the sacred flame shine forth.
Yeah, some interesting enemies in these dungeons, isn't there? In the game as a whole, I would say, actually. Let's just go ahead and analyse this guy. Okay, weak to Blizzard, I believe that is. And we can already see they're weak to bows as well.
Now, what next?
Yeah, that'll do the business.
You should have studied harder.
Nice. Getting some pretty decent experience now, actually, aren't we? Right, let's see what's down here. Yeah, another chest. We will, of course, grab all of the treasures. Okay, these guys are actually weak to fire. So I think what we'll start with is just defending. No, we'll weaken them. At least some of them. Since we can unleash something quite nasty then, can't we? Defend with you. Yeah, defend again. Just trying to build up a few. No, defend again. A few rounds of BP here.
No, you will not. My turn now.
Yeah, we'll wake up another one, but also break it.
Well then.
Okay, we'll defend with you.
No, you will not.
And then I think we're ready now to go ahead and unleash a nice fireball. Did we kill them all? Not quite. Not quite. But presumably not that far off.
I'll not. Here I go.
Yeah, that'll do the trick.
Flame guides us true.
Oh, lovely stuff. Wow, Cyrus is almost level 11. I'm liking it. I'm pretty sure he needs less experience to level, you know. At the same levels as Ophelia needed. Which is pretty darn weird, actually, isn't it? Right, I think there's one more treasure this way. Okay, yeah, looks like up here. A healing plum, if I'm not mistaken.
An interesting dilemma.
Come on, one shot. No! They're still alive. Oh, well.
My turn now.
What are they weak to? Bows and spears.
My turn now. May the sacred flame shine forth. Here I go. Yeah.
Okay.
How's that?
We have got a fairly tough boss fight coming up, by the way. So don't worry too much if you end up in a few battles here. Trust me, it'll be worth it to grab the experience. Okay. Grabbed all the items now, so we can speak to this dude. Although with all these pirates around, can't perhaps do so straight away. We go for a good old bow. Don't need to boost it yet though, just want to weaken these guys.
An interesting dilemma.
I'll do my best.
And then we'll unleash a nice fireball attack in a moment.
Let's do this.
What is the logical
Oh, they're both still stunned. Nice stuff.
Oh, flames! Flames! Rock!
You should have studied harder.
Yeah, I might just go for Cyrus to level up again. That way I won't have to use items to restore his SP. Yeah, I was going to say we can speak to the travelling peddler. And he will have a few items we can stock up on if we wish to do so. We've got quite a few inspirating plums and healing grapes already. So I'm not going to worry so much about purchasing any more of those. But hey, the option's there if you want to use it, I guess. So. Okay, let's use the save point. As a matter of fact, doesn't matter whether you save or not, there's a couple more things we can do. Well, actually one more thing we can do, and that's to grab this secret refreshing jam. Okay, so that's through that little hidden passageway there. And now it's probably a good idea to save your game, but just make sure you do a little bit of grinding as well. And obviously make sure everybody's nicely healed up, ready for the lovely stuff that's about to happen in terms of the boss fight that's coming up. Just a heads up before we get into the fight. I had enough JP to learn 2 abilities with Tressa. So I've learned Trade Tempest and Hired Help. Hired Help can be a potent ability, though as you can read by the description there, it does cost actual gold to cast. But if you do it when it's boosted, it does a lot of damage and can exploit various weaknesses, so it is pretty good. And this upcoming boss fight can be a challenge, so we'll see how it goes here. Just make sure you save, obviously. I hope there's treasure in your dreams. Because there won't be any here when you wake up. Heh. Uh-oh. Hey! What are you doing here? Me? Well, I just came back to get the cask. I'll be going now. Ah, that's mighty kind of ye.
Mac!
You lazy sack of bones, get up. We got ourselves an intruder. What?
You.
Hey, I know you. You're that brat from the town. Ooh, I gets it now. You came to steal our loot while we were sleeping, didn't you? You don't miss a thing, do you? You got guts, kid, but guts alone won't get you far in this world. We don't forgive none what tries to take our hard-earned loot.
What?
Hard-earned? You stole all of this. We did, which makes it ours now.
Hey!
You don't understand the meaning of earning anything. You don't understand all the love and care that went into making those products. How hard those people have to work to earn the satisfaction of their customers. And it's up to merchants like me to make sure these products find their way into the hands of those who can appreciate them.
I won't allow it.
So on my honour as a merchant, I will get those goods back. Yeah, shark bait, brat.
You got that.
Don't expect us to go easy on you. The world's a harsh place, as we're about to teach you. Now, this is it, guys. Boss time, and arguably the hardest boss of the game so far. As you can see, we're fighting two at the same time, which can be a bit of a pain. So let's begin, since we're starting with Ophelia, by summoning whoever we've got here, Apothecary. Only 3 left, but it's a start. So as you can see, we're going to be taking quite a bit of damage here, it's got to be said. Trade Winds and Trade Tempest are both a nice ability, since both of these are weak to wind. Trade Tempest is what we've just learned, and will reduce the shield on both of these characters. So I don't recommend boosting as of yet, of course. And let's just go ahead, shall we? And perhaps just see the other weaknesses. In fact, I can tell you that Mick is going to be weak to Spear, Axe, Thunder and Wind. And Mac is going to be weak to, he's the bottom one on the screen, Bow, Staff, Fire and Wind. Well, I guess maybe we could do Fireball, reduce Mac's weakness. Or shield rather. Bring them both to 4 at least there. And basically for now, just continue on casting Trade Tempests. Like such. And since they're not weak to light, that would be pretty pointless. Let's go ahead and attack Mac. Bring his shield down once more. Ah, almost depleted actually. Let's go ahead and get him stunned, shall we? I mean, if we can defeat one of them, then obviously that's going to be a huge bonus. So let's go ahead and unleash a tough luminescence here. Nice bit of damage, even though they're not weak to it, it's not part of their vulnerability. Right, let's see what happens if we try hired help, how much that's going to cost us. Okay, does it say how much it's going to cost? Oh right, we get to choose, well that's helpful. Axe is actually fairly useful because the dude that's still vulnerable is in fact weak to axes. Okay, or we could go for Dancer. Let's go for Bandit. See what we get here. Oh, look at the power of that thing. That's lovely stuff. Wasn't I telling you that that's going to be OP? I wasn't wrong, was I? I was not wrong at all. Let's unleash a powerful fireball here, since they're still weak. Is that the end of Mac? It's the end of both of them. Yeah, that hired help ability is just too strong. It's beautiful. And we get 1400 gold, so kind of replenishes what we just spent in that battle, doesn't it? Along with an Ice Soul Stone and an Inspirating Plum. Great stuff. Now hand over those goods. Yeah, one tough barnacle to pick, but we're just getting started. Mateys. Ah. Yeah, ninny for challenging us all on your own. In this world, the strong take while the weak quake. They love that saying, don't they? Time to learn your place, you squirmy little maggot.
That's far enough.
Those who only pick on the weak and defenceless have no right to speak of the way the world works.
What's that?
Well, if it ain't the lily-livered scallywag from before. What difference does one more make? Get 'em! Oh. He done swabbed our decks. Just who are ye?
Oh?
I think any pirate worth his brine would already know.
What?
That blue spear.
Oh,
What the... with the strength and swiftness of a viper.
you can't be serious.
Could it really be?
Captain Leon Pastrana.
What?
Captain, are you really the Leon Bustral? Aye, in name though, a pirate no longer. Now I'm just the captain of a humble merchant ship.
What do we have here?
Here's a lesson for you lads, from a true man of the sea.
Prepare yourselves.
Dead men tell no tales. I ain't ready to be a dead man yet. Oh, bottom, mateys, else it be the locker for us. Their feet are as quick as their wits are slow. Captain?
Lass,
Call me Leon.
Mr. Leon.
Thank you for saving me. I believe one good turn deserves another. Now, have you gathered all you need?
Yes.
All that's left is to bring back the goods. Excellent work. Now you can return home. Your honour as a merchant all the greater. I must make for the docks. It's nigh time I set sail. You're leaving so soon?
of course.
The sea calls me, lass. But before I do... Why don't you come by my ship?
What's the matter?
What are you waiting for, lass?
Well,
It's just you said you only let those you trust onto your ships, so... So climb aboard already.
Lass,
It took a great deal of courage to stand up to those pirates, and I believe such bravery is deserving of reward.
huh?
Reward?
aye.
I've collected countless treasures from the furthest corners of this world. They are my most prized possessions. And you may take whichever you fancy.
Really?
Really? I could never take something so precious from you. It's okay, lass. I insist.
Oh?
Unless you don't care for much for the treasure, When you put it that way, I can't really refuse. Ah, that's the spirit.
Whoa!
I always knew the world was full of treasures. But I never dreamt I'd see such wonders. This is beautiful.
Oh,
A fine choice. What strikes you about the painting, lass?
Well, I
Don't really know. Out of all these incredible treasures, this one, it speaks to me. It's like I can see into the artist's soul. I can feel what he felt, all he experienced in his life. is Love Unforgotten, a work left behind by Bastian, a famed painter from a land to the west. He was quite the admirer of women and married 4 times. And yet he could never forget the memory of his first love, who tragically passed when the two were babes of 13 years. It was his life's work to depict her as a woman grown, the beauty he knew she'd have one day become, working on the piece until the end of his career. Today, it is one of the world's most famous works of art. Wow, I never knew. Mr. Leon, would you mind if I looked around a little longer?
Of course.
To your heart's content, lass. A born merchant, that one. I can see it in her eyes. She knew not a thing of Bastian, yet identified that painting as a masterpiece in an instant. I thought this was just a sleepy seaside town, but this girl... she just might be a shining gem among the rocks.
Huh?
Did you say something?
Yeah!
This is the one! Is it alright if I take it, Mr. Leon?
This is...
Let's have a look now. What? I'm afraid this old thing won't sell for much. It was left behind by a man I once let aboard in my younger days. It seems I neglected to throw it out, and it just got mixed in here. It's best you choose something else, lass.
I'm not so sure about that.
I want this one. I can't really explain it, but... I feels like it's calling to me. Is it now? Consider it yours, then.
Thank you.
Oh, that was an interesting scene.
Fare thee well, lass. Perhaps a day will come when you and I meet as rivals. But I won't be beat. I swear it on my honor as a merchant. Weigh anchor, men. The ocean calls.
And Captain Leo Bastrel is away.
I saw it with my own 2 eyes. Within those dusty pages, I felt like there was something that would change my life forever. Can't wait to go home and read it all.
Okay. Right, so we're going to be making our way over to East and heading back towards Tressa's home. Yep, so now we're going to go ahead and return home, which is the green market, of course. So, to be honest, it's fairly self-explanatory, isn't it, the objective system in this game? Can't complain about that. And this will no doubt kick off some scenes for us. Within that book were the records of a traveller, one who had journeyed to the far ends of the realm. Spellbound, Tressa forgot time and read every one of his adventures.
This world is brimming with treasures. And I know what I'm searching for is out there somewhere.
So I'll set sail for the horizon. And the great big world beyond.
That settles it. It's time I see the world. time to leave Rippletide and become a traveling merchant. I'll see the world and have customers from every corner of the realm.
Oh, Mom. Just think about what you're saying, dear.
Traveling merchant? I won't have it. You're not even a stationary merchant yet. You need at least 2 more years of stocking the store, and 3 years of working the shop front. That's 5 years before you're ready to go anywhere.
Sorry, Pa. My mind's made up. Besides, I'll get all kinds of training on the road.
I had a feeling you'd say that. There's no point in trying to stop you now, Tressa. You have my blessing.
Oh, darn! This is our little girl you're talking about.
I know. But I had a feeling this day would come. She is her father's daughter, after all. In the end, being a good merchant boils down to experience. That's just what you'll find out there. Go and see the world, Tressa, until your heart's content.
I understand, but I can't help but worry, Tressa. Do take care of yourself out there, won't you? Be strong, and may the sacred flame light your path.
Thanks, Ma. Thanks, Pa. And I'm sorry for leaving. But I'll come back one day, and you'll see just how much I've learned.
We wouldn't know what to do if you didn't. After all, you're our #1 employee.
Aw. Bye, Ma! Bye, Pa!
Right, so it seems then that Tressa has her reason to join the adventure. She wants to be a travelling merchant. And we're going to start now by leaving town towards the east for some more scenes. And this will conclude her first opening chapter.
The author only filled half the pages. The other half is still blank. Guess I'll just have to pick up where he left off. I'll write down everything. I won't leave any stone unturned. From the next chapter on, this will be my story. I'll travel far and wide and journey on until every last page is filled. I don't know what lies beyond the horizon. But there's only one way to find out. See ya, Rippletide! My adventures as a merchant are just beginning. I'll start by following in the footsteps of a nameless traveler. And journey far, far beyond.
Okay, so we'll be obviously continuing on with Tressa's story as we move on into her chapter 2 a little bit later. But right now we've still got 5 more party members we need to recruit. And of course a whole bunch of other exploration. As a matter of fact, we'll probably be going through the other chapters of the party members, or at least chapter 2 of the party members we've already recruited before moving back over to Tressa. So yeah, it could be a while before we find out exactly how she gets on as a travelling merchant. But not to worry, there's plenty of time. This is a JRPG after all, and many hours of gameplay is of course what we would expect. Okay, so first things first, we're going to start by yeah, exploring this particular region. Then we'll move on to recruiting our next character. So by all means, let's go ahead and use the save point. Now, as you can see at this save point, there is a fork in the road. North will take us back to Cyrus region. So that's out of the party member, one of our other party members. So that's the way we're going to be going now, so that we can explore between these two regions. Between Cyrus Flatlands and Tressa's Coastlands, and grab the extra items that we didn't pick up before. And then eventually we're going to be coming back to this point and heading south at this junction, and that will take us over to the Highlands region, where we'll be able to go ahead and recruit our next party member, our 4th party member. But for now, as I say, we're just going to be heading north for the rest of this episode, grabbing the various treasures as we explore here. And we're going to head into the next area after this battle. For now, we're going to ignore that cave on the left. There's nothing in there. And we're going to stay over to the right-hand side here. You can see there's a chest just a little bit further down below us on the beach.
Ready or not?
Okay, and in this chest is an Olive of Life. Right, incidentally, I believe that around here we can actually enter a secret cave, but as you can see it's danger level 45, so we don't want to go anywhere near that thing. The danger level basically is the recommended level to enter that area. So for danger level 45 you'd need pretty much an average party level of 45 to really go ahead and, you know, get the most out of it. Right, so now we're going to head back to where we came from. Okay, so we're going to head up the next slope now that we went past momentarily before. And we're just going to follow the path around here. Yep, just basically, as far as I'm aware, follow it south. And there is a save point here, which means that we've actually missed an item somehow, I believe. Oh no, let's just go on this slope here. Yeah, there's the item. So we hadn't missed it. It's only a healing grape, but I would like to obviously get everything. And we can, of course, go ahead and save again. And from this save point, we're just going to basically make our way around here, like thus. And you can see there's another treasure chest, which is in fairly easy reach. This one containing a fortifying nut. So we could continue exploring, but that's going into one of the other regions now, which I'm not going to go into at this point. As a matter of fact, I think we might have already explored that one when we recruited Cyrus. So let's just go ahead anyway and make our way back now to, if we just open the map here, to Rippletide. And then we'll come back out towards the east of Rippletide in order to start exploring what we haven't done so far. So I'm back at that save point again that's just to the east of Rippletide, and this time we are going to head down south. We're just going to grab a couple of items here. First of all, there's going to be a split in the road once more, and this time we're going down these steps here. There's a chest that's going to be accessible, and this one contains a magic nut for our looting pleasure. And now we're going to head back up the steps. And I think there's a bit of a secret chest here. So yeah, if we head over to the right here, rather than going over that little bridge, we can get another item. Yep, there's that little chest I was talking about. This one contains an inspirating plum. And now we're going to head back up here and cross that bridge. So we're just basically going to be making our way around to our next story character as we do this. And we're just going to keep heading to the west. And at this next split, we'll keep heading to the west. And as you can see, another little chest just up ahead. Cheeky chest, as you might call them. And this cheeky chest contains a wind soulstone. Alright then guys, well that's pretty much all the items we're going to be grabbing. So I guess we can just continue making our way south. And I'm not going to grab any other items if they're on the way, because we'll sort those out in the next section of exploration once we have our next party member. So this is the Highlands area. And there is a chest there, but I am going to resist leaving it, because for those that just follow along with the next episode, where we do go ahead and recruit our next party member, I want to make sure that we get that together. Okay, so it's going to continue. What was the option again? South Cobblestone, Gap to Cobblestone, Stone Guard, and Rippletide. Okay, interesting signpost there. Oh yes, Rippletide's where we've just come from, of course. I guess we'll just continue following this particular path. And this will bring us into, ooh, danger level 17. Yeah, I don't think we really want to do that anytime soon. Okay, so we are going to actually be heading north at this point. So at least those danger levels give us a bit of an indication, don't they, as to the correct location here. Again, just going to ignore the treasure chests. Ah, save point. Well, that's got to be a good sign. Yeah, South Cobblestone Gap. And I can see the town now. I mean, on the radar. And once again, we have a signpost. Sunshade or Cobblestone. And then, obviously, back to where it was that we just came from there. So, let me just double check. Yeah, we want to go to... let me just check that signpost once more. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Cobblestone that we want to go to. So let's make our way up, where there's another save point. I'll ignore that for the time being. Yep, and this will bring us into Cobblestone, exactly where I actually want to be. So we got there in the end, didn't we? And there we can see our next party member with the green speech bubble above their head. So let's finish off by just heading over to the inn, resting up our party, restoring our health and SP. And then we're right at the lovely save point that we're going to use. Alright then guys, well thanks ever so much for checking out the episode today. Hope you've enjoyed watching. If you have, please don't forget to leave a like. And then come back and join me again next time as we recruit our next party member. Our 4th party member. We'll be halfway through the party member recruitment stage then. And we'll be moving on to chapter 2 at that point. So thanks ever so much for stopping by today, folks. I'll see you next time. Have a great day.